Hey everyone! Welcome back to Library Day. I'm Emily, and I'm here with my friend and co-host, Zach. Today we're standing, at least in our minds, in the lobby of a real city library. Automatic doors, soft scanner beeps, and that calm, bookish air. If you enjoy learning through everyday places like this, hit subscribe or follow now so you don't miss the next episodes.
Hey, I love that picture you painted. I used to feel nervous in libraries, like I didn't know the rules and everyone else did. But once you learn a few simple steps, it gets easy. Today we'll walk through 3 real moments: getting a library card, asking for a book, and renewing a loan so you can keep it longer.
Quick vocab before we start. A library card is the small plastic card that lets you borrow books. Borrow means you take them home for a short time. You'll also hear catalog. That's the library's computer system for finding books by title, author, or subject.
Emily, do you remember your very first card? What was that like?
Totally. I just moved to a new neighborhood. I walked to the reference desk, the place where librarians answer questions, and said, "Hi, could I get a library card, please?" The librarian smiled and asked for ID and proof of address. I filled out a short form, signed my name, and boom, 5 minutes later, I had a card. It felt like the city was saying, "Welcome."
That's a good feeling. I remember whispering, "Thank you," way too loudly once, and a 6-year-old shushed me. Speaking of rules, I like the quiet zone signs. They make it clear where you should keep your voice extra soft. Quiet zone just means a silent area for reading or studying.
And listen for those polite phrases. Could I? Please? Thank you. They're small, but they open doors. Staff here respect, and you get help faster without sounding pushy.
Another useful word, due date. That's the day you must return a book. If you miss it, the book is overdue, and sometimes there's a late fee, a small payment. I set a reminder on my phone 2 days before the due date, and it saves me every time.
Do you keep the little paper they print at checkout, the receipt?
Yes, the receipt lists the titles and due dates, and when I'm done, I drop books in the return bin near the entrance so I don't wait in line. It's simple. Bin, beep, done.
Tiny recap. Library card, reference desk, quiet zone, due date, receipt, return bin. We'll also use renew, asking to keep a book longer, and hold, which means the library saves a book for you. Those words make conversations smooth and stress-free.
If this everyday English approach helps, tap subscribe or follow. You'll get the next parts automatically when we model real dialogues at the desk, with the catalog, and with a librarian.
Quick listening tip before we move on. When staff speak, catch the numbers and time words. Today, tomorrow, 3 days, 2 weeks. Those clues tell you how long you can keep an item or when to come back.
All right, let's step up to the counter. First stop, getting a library card. Forms, ID, and polite requests. Real words, real life.
I'm ready. And I promise, no scary shushing this time. Just friendly voices and clear steps.
Okay, picture this with me. I walk up to the front desk, smile, and say, "Hi there, could I get a library card, please?" The librarian looks up, friendly but focused, and asks for ID and proof of address. I've got my passport, easy. For the address, I show a utility bill on my phone. She nods, says, "That works. Could you email it to us?" I send it right there. Then she slides over a short form, name, address, email, phone, and asks me to choose a 4-digit PIN. I sign on the screen, and she prints a little receipt with my new barcode. Done.
I had a similar day, but I forgot my bill. Here's how it went. I said, "Hi, could I get a card?" The librarian asked, "Do you have ID?" I had my driver's license, but no address paper. She stayed calm and gave options. She said I could show a rental agreement, a bank letter, or an online bill. When I couldn't find them, she offered a temporary card for 2 weeks. That was amazing. just enough time to bring the document later. So, I still walked out with a card and a happy face.
Quick vocabulary check. ID means identification, like a passport or driver's license. Proof of address is a document that shows where you live, like a utility bill or rental contract. PIN is your secret 4-digit code for your account. And policy just means the rule the library follows. Different branches can have slightly different policies.
Let me share the dialogue from my last visit. I said, "Good morning. Could I sign up for a library card, please?" She said, "Of course. May I see your ID?" I handed it over. "Would an email bill work for my address?" I asked. She said, "Yes, please email it to this address." Then she pointed to the form and said, "Could you fill this out?" I checked each line carefully, chose a PIN, and asked, "How do you use my email?" She explained, "Only for reminders." I said, "Great, I'll say yes to reminders." That's opting in, just saying yes. 5 minutes later, "Welcome to the library."
The best part is how polite requests make everything smoother. I used little phrases. Could I? Would it be okay if? Could you tell me? They sound soft but clear. And if you miss something, try, "Sorry, could you say that again, please?" Or, "Would you mind writing it down?" I do that with numbers, pins, due dates, or email addresses, because hearing a string of numbers once is tough for anyone.
Short recap. Bring ID, bring proof of address if you can, and be ready to fill a simple form. Ask for a temporary card if you're missing something. Choose a PIN, sign your name, and watch for that small receipt with your barcode and due date info. Friendly words open friendly doors.
All right, imagine we're standing at the catalog computer. I type the title in the search bar and hit enter. Simple. If I'm not sure, I start with a keyword like circus night. The screen shows results with location, call number, and whether it's available.
Quick note, catalog is the library's search system. Call number is like a book's address on the shelf. When you see available, it's on the shelf now. If it says checked out, someone has it, but you can still ask for a hold. Last week, I half remembered a title, something like The Night Circus. I asked, "Could you help me find this book?" The librarian said, "Do you mean by Aaron Morgenstern?" We used a keyword search, and there it was, available, FICMOR. She printed a slip with the call number. I followed the aisle sign, Fiction M, and found the book in a minute. That print slip helped a lot when I forgot the letters on the way.
I once read the sign wrong and went to the wrong floor. I just asked, "Excuse me, could you point me to Fiction A to M?" The staff smiled and said, "Up one floor." Friendly directions, no drama. A tiny question saved 10 minutes of wandering.
Filters are gold. On the catalog screen, I tap Format, Book, eBook, Audiobook, Large print. I can also filter Language, super helpful if I want English and Spanish editions. If a title is checked out, I place a hold. A hold means the library saves a copy for you when it returns.
I love the app for that. I searched an author, tapped hold, and got an email 2 days later. At pickup, there was a shelf with labeled holds. My slip had my name and a pickup by date. I scanned it at self-checkout, beep, and walked out happy.
If you don't know the exact title, ask by topic. I once said, "I'm looking for beginner travel guides for Japan." The librarian showed me a subject search and nearby shelves. Subject just means the main idea. I also tried synonyms, guide, handbook, travel tips.
How do you handle tricky author names when you can't spell them perfectly?
I ask, "Could you spell the last name slowly?" Sometimes I say, "What's the first letter?" The on-screen keyboard suggests options, so I type a few letters and check the list. If I'm unsure, I write the name in my phone notes to confirm at the desk.
Quick recap. Use the catalog with title, author, or subject. Check available versus checked out. Follow the call number like an address. Use filters for format and language, and place a hold if needed. Up next, we'll handle renewing, returning, and those mysterious late fees. So let's talk about renewing. Renew just means keeping an item longer. I usually open the library app, tap My Loans, and hit Renew next to a title. If I'm near the desk, I ask, "Could you renew this, please?"
I nearly missed a due date last month. I tried the app, but it showed a red message. Hold placed. Cannot renew. A hold means someone else is waiting. I walked to the desk and asked, "Is there any way to keep it until tonight?" The librarian smiled and said, "No renewals with a hold, sorry." But she reminded me the book drop outside was open 24/7. I finished the last chapter at home and returned it after dinner. Easy, no stress, and no late fee.
Those messages are helpful. I also get email reminders 2 days before the due date. Once, I misread the date format and came back 1 day late. I explained the mix-up, and the librarian waived the small fee. Waive just means forgive or remove.
Returning is easy. Inside, there's a return bin near the entrance. Outside, a book drop for after hours. I always listen for the scanner beep and keep the little receipt. It shows the time, so it proves I returned on time.
Self-check machines sometimes let you renew too. I scanned a book, tapped Renew, and it worked. Magic. Another time it didn't because I'd hit my renewal limit. Limits are how many times you can renew the same item, like 2 times.
Some libraries are fine-free now. That means no daily late fee. But overdue items can still block your account after a while. Blocked just means you can't borrow new items until you return what's late.
Speaking of timing, I set a phone reminder for the morning of the due date and another the night before. Numbers can be tricky, so if I'm unsure, I say, "Could you write the date, please?" Or, "Would you repeat the time slowly?"
Quick story. Before a weekend trip, I renewed an audiobook online and got 2 more weeks. I screenshotted the new due date. Screenshot is a picture of your screen, great for saving details like dates and call numbers.
Tiny recap. Renew early, watch for holds and renewal limits, return via the bin or book drop, and keep your receipt. If there's a mistake, ask politely. Most problems are solved in a minute at the desk.
Let's dig a little deeper into listening. Next, we'll focus on announcements and signs, like book drop closed or system down, and how to catch the important words quickly.
Picture the overhead speaker. Attention, the second floor will close in 10 minutes. I freeze for a second. Grab the keywords, second floor, close, 10 minutes, and then I move. Numbers and places are the clues that matter most.
An announcement is just a short public message. I always listen for time words: now, today, tonight, in 10 minutes, and action words like close, open, move, wait. Then, I repeat it in my head. Second floor closing in 10.
I once heard, "The building closes at 5:30. I thought only the cafe was closing. I asked a guard, "Excuse me, did you say the whole library closes at 5:30? He nodded and added, "All floors." Those 2 words, whole library, saved me a late return.
Signs help too. Book drop closed means don't use the return slot right now. System down means the computers aren't working. Elevator out of service means it's not working. Take the stairs. I follow arrows, icons, and any bold words first.
Staff instructions can be short and fast. Please take a ticket. Line starts here. I repeat 1 step back. Take a ticket. Got it. If I miss something, I say, "Sorry, could you repeat that slowly?" It keeps the line moving and keeps me calm.
Printing is a classic example. A clerk told me, "Release your print jobs at Station B." Release just means send your files to the printer. I asked, "Could you point me to Station B, please?" She pointed right and said, "Blue sign." Easy.
If you hear fire alarm test, don't panic. Test means it's a practice. Still, look for gestures. Staff wave or point toward exits. When in doubt, I ask, should I stay here or go downstairs? Short question, quick answer.
Another tip? Breathe once before reacting. Then catch the numbers: 5:30, 2 weeks, 10 minutes, and the place: children's room, second floor, lobby. If I'm unsure, I say, "Would you mind writing that down?" A pen and a tiny note solve everything.
Quick recap. Announcements give time and action. Signs give rules and directions. Staff gives steps. Listen for numbers and places. Check bold words. And ask for a repeat or a note. Clarity first, speed second.
Speaking of clarity, next we'll use those phrases in real mini dialogues: polite requests at the desk, quick questions near the stacks, and calm follow-ups when the system is down. Real voices, real help.
Let's jump into some quick role plays. Scene 1, the info desk. I walk up and say, "Hi, could I get some help finding this title?" I show the cover on my phone and add, "Would you check if there's a copy available today?"
I played a librarian and say, "Of course. Can you tell me the author's name?" Then I look at the screen and say, "Good news, available on the second floor. Would you like me to place a hold, or can you grab it now?"
I answer, "I can grab it now, thanks. Could you print the call number, please?" That tiny please makes everything smooth. The print slip appears, and I'm on my way. No confusion, no stress.
Quick note on tone. Can is direct and friendly. Could is softer, and would is the softest and most formal. I use would when I'm asking for extra help, like, "Would you mind holding it for 10 minutes?"
Scene 2, the checkout desk. I put 2 books down and say, "Hi there, could you renew this one, please? I'm halfway through." The clerk scans and says, "There's a hold, no renewal." I breathe, smile, and reply, "Would it be okay if I return it later today?"
As the clerk, I'd say, "Sure, as long as it's before closing." Then you might ask, "Can I pay a late fee by card if I'm late?" Simple, clear, polite. That's the trio.
Tiny recap. We used could for help, would for special requests, and can for quick yes-no things like payment. Those little choices change how your request feels, softer or more direct.
Scene 3, the stacks, and I can't find the shelf. I spot a staff badge and say, "Excuse me, could you point me to Fiction M?" If the answer is fast, I follow up with, "Would you show me the first aisle sign?" It saves time.
I once mixed up 2 letters and ended on the wrong floor. I told the guard, "Sorry, could you tell me which floor has Fiction M?" He smiled, pointed up, and I was back on track in seconds.
Scene 4, system down. The staff says, "Computers are offline." I reply, "Oh, would you write the pickup time for my hold?" If it's noisy, I add, "Could you repeat that slowly?" Short, calm questions keep everything clear.
One more polite moment I love. Would it be possible to use a quiet study room for an hour? If it's full, I switch to can. Can you let me know when one is free? That keeps the door open, literally and socially.
Quick vocabulary drop. Hold means the library saves an item for you. Call number is the book's address. Receipt is the small paper that shows times and titles. Tiny words, big help.
Final recap. Can for simple ability or permission. Could for polite help. Would for the softest requests. Add please, keep eye contact, and breathe. Real voices, real kindness. Your best tools at the library. Before we go, quick recap. You learned how to get a card, find books with the catalog, ask for help politely, renew on time, return easily, and catch key words in signs and announcements. That's real, everyday English.
This week, I tested a tiny plan. I walked in with one goal: ask a real question. I told the librarian, "Could you recommend a short mystery under 200 pages?" She smiled, printed a call number, and even showed me the shelf. 5 minutes, zero stress.
If you want a simple path, here's my 3-step visit. 1. Check your due dates in the app. 2. Ask one friendly request. Could you point me to? 3. Write down 2 numbers you hear, like 5:30 or 2 weeks. Done.
And if you're at home, try this. Search one title online, place a hold if it's checked out, and set a phone reminder for the pickup by date. A reminder turns a plan into a habit.
When you feel nervous, go softer, not louder. I told a clerk, "Would you mind writing the date?" He wrote it, circled it, and added, "Return bin is by the door." Small kindness, big relief.
2 quick words to keep. Hold shelf, the place where your saved books wait. Receipt, the little paper that shows titles and times. I tuck the receipt inside the book cover so I don't lose it.
Routines help. I set one reminder for due dates and another for renewals. If a renewal fails, I return the item that day and pick a new one. Movement keeps motivation alive.
Make English social. Bring a friend, or send a photo of a new word you found on a sign. I love quiet study room available. Available just means free to use.
A tiny progress rule. One polite request, one important number, one new word, each visit. That's it. 3 small wins grow your confidence fast.
If today helped, follow or subscribe so new episodes land right on your phone. Speaking of next steps, we'll explore study rooms and community events. Great places to practice quiet focus and friendly conversation.
Thanks for spending time with us in the library. Take a breath, be polite, and let curiosity lead the way. See you next time.